Welcome, musicians. So normally, what everybody does is that they start teaching how to play the piano, or in general, start learning their keys in C major. Well, part of it is because really the notation of the piano is highly dependent on C major. Like, for example, it is the base of everything, like even the middle C, how that's like the center of the grand staff. And that's why everybody focuses so much on C major. Now, it's all well and good, but the problem is the rest of the keys aren't going on so well. People don't know them as well as C major. And I'd say that's a problem for a lot of musicians out there. So I thought I would change things up and actually start teaching you this from F sharp major, which is actually a tritone above C major. So the key of F sharp major, as you can see, has 6 sharps: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and E sharp. And once again, the trick that I taught you of how to find your key, by looking at the key signature, look at the sharps. This last sharp is on a space. Look at the line above, and that is at the F, right? So that's your key, but since this F is already sharped, you know that your key is F sharp major. Same thing in the right hand. This is the same key signature, but this time in treble clef. So, F sharp major. Today we're just gonna learn 3 notes of F sharp major, which is very simple. And those notes are gonna be F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp. And then we will play them in all 4 registers, actually. Not all of them, but 4. So this is the range of the grand staff. You can't really see, but there's a C right there. And this is the middle C. And this is the range, and we will learn all of the 3 notes, do, re, mi, in F sharp major in this whole range. So let's see what they look like. Right here is what they look like. All 4 registers, F sharp, the low F sharp, because of this key signature, all of these notes are actually sharped. So we have an F sharp over here, which means the rest of the notes in this piece, or whatever it is, are default sharped. The rest of the Fs have to be sharped. So this is an F, this is an F, this is an F, and this is an F. So the first of the groups of 3 is do, re, mi. And then you have a G, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. So we know the key signature has a G sharp, which means all of the G's have to be sharped. Now that's the middle note of the groups of 3. Now we have an A, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp. Now we know that the third note, A, is also sharped. So, and if you look at the piano, we have the notes F, G, and A, and if we sharp them all, we just essentially end up with these black notes. So that's do, re, mi in F sharp major. Now let's take a look at them a little closer. F sharp, do. Do is a tonic of the key, of any key actually. The tonic, the second note, re, is called the supertonic. So it's above the tonic. If this is the first scale degree, this is the second scale degree. And now we have the mediant, which is mi, mediant. Do, re, mi, tonic, supertonic, mediant. First scale degree, second scale degree, third scale degree. Now let's take a look at the intervals between them. interval is an interval of a major second. This interval is the same interval, an interval of the major second. This interval between do and mi is a major third. So now let's take a look at the interval inversions. So a major second can be inverted into a minor seventh. So if we take this F sharp and move it up, that's called an inverted interval. So if this is a second inverted becomes a minor seventh. A major second becomes a minor seventh. And that's what it sounds like. Re, do, re, mi, do, mi, re. So that's another minor seventh. Mi, re. Just repeat after me. Do, re, re, mi, re, do. Okay, good. So now, let's take a look at the inversion of a major third. Major third is inverted into a minor sixth. Now, one way you could hear in minor sixth. So, if you can kind of remember that song, then that piece, then you can kind of remember what this interval sounds like. So it's mi, do, mi, do, re. Now let's take a look at the octave as well. Do, re, mi. Okay. So let's just practice hearing these notes. Do. Let me see if you can actually sing this without playing it. Do. Mi. Do. Mi. And from do to re in the next octave. Do. Re. Do. Do. The piano's out of tune, but do, do, mi, do, re. Now let's try from re. Re, mi, re, re, do. Let's try from mi. Mi, re, mi, do. What interval is that? That's a minor sixth. Because anytime you have a major interval of a third, it's always inverted into a minor sixth. But if you have, like, for example, a minor third, it's going to be inverted into a major sixth. So minor sixth, major sixth. But we're not doing minor thirds yet. We'll just do the major seventh, the minor seventh, the major second, the major third, the minor sixth, and we'll do the octave. So whenever you want to sing a major second, do, re, or re, mi. If you want a minor seventh, re, do, re, do. There, starting from the right pitch. Re, do, mi, re, mi, re, do. Okay, that's the minor seventh. Now what about the octave? Do, do, re, re, mi, mi. The octaves are easier. Now let's take a look at what all of those intervals look like on the staff. So we have the major thirds. Well, let's just say this, from this note to this note is a major thirds. What do you notice? And the same thing here, from the first note to the third note in this group, that's a major third. Now, you can clearly see that they're both on a space. And here they're both on a line. And here they're both on a space. Here they're both on a line. What is that telling you? Whenever you have odd intervals in music, they're actually both on a space or both on a line. But if you have even intervals in music, you have a mismatch where one will be on a space and one will be on a line, or vice versa. So for example, if we look at the second, which is do, re, which is a second, a major second, you see this mismatch where do, or the F sharp, is on a space, and the re, which is a G sharp, that's on a line. Second. Now if you have the minor sixths from mi, do, that's what it sounds like, but mi, you have on a line, on a space, sorry, and do of the next is on a line. So we're actually taking a look at this octave, but it doesn't matter. And that's how you can quickly recognize intervals in music. Just look at what's on a space, what's on a line, and you can kind of judge based on that whether something is even or odd. Once again, odd intervals will always be both on spaces or both on lines. Now, even intervals, you'll have a mismatch between a space and a line. And so a 6 is obviously an even interval, so you expect a mismatch, and that's exactly what we have from mi, do, mi, do, mi, do, re, re. That's an octave, and 8 is an even number. So once again, you expect a mismatch. Whenever you see an octave, so from F to F, F sharp, F to F sharp, that's an octave. And once again, you see that they're mismatched. So that's how you can quickly visualize music. It's really not that difficult because we're only looking at 3 notes, essentially. And we're only looking at like 6 types of intervals or whatever it is. A major second, a minor seventh, which is its inversion. Now we're also looking at the major third and the minor sixth, which is its inversion. And we're looking at the octave, sorry, 5. Alright, so now you will see a piece of music on your screen, and let's analyze it a little bit. So what do we have here? We have the grand staff, we have a treble clef, and we have a bass clef that tells us what to play in the right hand, what to play in the left hand, what registers to play in. Then we have the key signature, which is 6 sharps. We know it's F sharp major because we already took a look at that. We have 4/4 time, which means there are 4 quarter notes in every measure, and the quarter note gets the beat. So if we get out a metronome, and we will put it to something like maybe, let me see, 60. That might be a little fast. So let's go down a little bit. No, that might be too slow. I think this is good. Okay, so beginning, you see the registers, you see the notes. In the first line, it's really simple because essentially what you see in front of you right here, we have the 3 notes, in this register, and then we have 2 groups in the right hand, these 3 notes. That essentially sums up the first line in terms of pitch. But what about rhythm? We have 4/4 time, which means we have 4 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's play the first 4 measures of this piece. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. Really simple. We have 3 beats, which are notes, in every measure, and we have a rest on beat 4. Now what about the second line? Now the second line is a little bit more challenging. So first of all, you need to figure out which register everything is in. So we have the first measure on the second line, which is in this register, which is right a little bit above middle C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the next register is actually here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next register is up here. 1, 2, rest, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, rest, 3, 4. So that's the second line. It's a little bit more challenging, but it's not that difficult. So let me see if you can just beat the rhythm of the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, rest. 3, 4. Rest, 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 rest. 1, 2, rest, 4. And then we have rests for the rest of it. And now let's beat the rhythm of the left hand. So we have rest, 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 measure 2, 3, rest, 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 rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, rest, 4. Okay, that's line 2. Pretty simple. So let's see if we can do this now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, rest, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, rest. 4, 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, rest. 3, 4. Okay, that's line 2. So now let me see if you can actually sing without playing anything on the piano. Just sing the top line. This is your starting pitch. Do. 1, 2. Okay, let's just 2, 3, 4. Do, mi, re. Rest, rest, rest. Do, mi, re. And that's it. That's all that's on the line. Now what about the bottom, the left hand? Rest, 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 rest. Mi, re, do. Rest, rest, rest. Some of you might not reach it, including me. Mi, re, do. Rest. Re, do, mi. So I didn't change register because I simply couldn't hit those low notes. But I just sang everything in the same register, and it's essentially the same. Do, re, mi, re, do, re, do, mi. It's the same. Okay. So now you can kind of figure it out. So I want to challenge you to play this whole piece. Just pause the video, try to play this whole piece. And once you figure it out, I will show you how it's done. Okay, now let me play this whole piece. Do, re, mi, do, re, mi, do, mi, re, do, do, mi, re, mi, re, do, mi, re, do, mi, re, Okay, and that's essentially what you have. So it's not such a difficult piece. Hopefully you could recognize all of the elements of this piece because they're not that difficult. So once again, on the third line, the last two measures in the right hand, you can see how octaves look. Now once again, they are not even, they are even numbers, which means if the bottom note is on a line, the top note will be on the space, and vice versa. And you actually have both the bass clef, the left hand, and the right hand, all octaves apart, which is essentially what you have. Sorry. But it's a little bit rhythmically variated, so. Okay, so hopefully you understand Do, Re, Mi in F sharp major a little bit better. Let's try once again to review. Do. What is this one going to sound like? Mi. Now if you play this one. re, do. Now if we go down a minor 6, mi, do, do, mi, do, re. We take it down an octave. Re, do, mi. So that's a 10th, 9th, 8th, an octave, a 9th, and a 10th. Do, mi, do. That's a minor 6, that's a 10th, and that's an octave. So let's take a look at the major second. Do, re, mi, re. Sing it up at minor 7th. Re, do. Okay, good. So once again, before I forget, do, the tonic in the key of F sharp major, F sharp, the first scale degree. Now re, the supertonic, super because it lies right above the tonic, and it's the second scale degree. And then mi, which is the mediant. It's called a mediant because it's the middle node between the dominant and the tonic. So it's kind of like in the middle. That's why it's called the mediant. So do, re, mi, tonic, supertonic, and mediant. Mi, do. That's the minor 6. So that's basically it. Now hopefully it's a little bit more clear of how to find these do, re, mi, and next time we will look at 2 more notes, which are going to be the sol and the la. And once you learn about those, you will know about the pentatonic scale. Let's see where you have actually heard do, re, mi before in music. No? Anybody heard that before? What about we didn't learn this note before, but mi, re, do, re, mi, re, mi. So do, re, mi is everywhere in music. All you have to do is just take a look. And that's exactly why we're learning it. Okay, I think that's enough for do, re, mi. And next time we will look at sol and la and the pentatonic scale. And I'll see you next time.